The views expressed are not necessarily those of KSCJ and Powell Broadcasting Company. This program is not intended to replace the advice of doctors or other clinical providers. Consult with your practitioner to ensure the proper course of action for you.
Welcome to When Things Aren't Going Well on AM 1360, FM 94.9 KSCJ. This program is dedicated to your mental health wellness and brought to you by Family Services, a United Way partner agency. Here's your host, Art Silva.
Good morning, Siouxland. I'm Art Silva, and welcome to When Things Aren't Going Well. This show is dedicated to your mental wellness and how you can help yourself navigate the daily highway of life. We hope to educate and motivate you to help improve your mental wellness. Our show is brought to you by Family Services, a United Way partner agency serving the Siouxland community. Our topic today is mental wellness benefits of yoga. Joining me today is Brenda Geisinger, Chief Operating Officer of Boys and Girls Home and Family Services, and Lisa Corbett, Certified Yoga Instructor in our new yoga studio, Breathe. Lisa's partner, Joanne, is not able to be with us today, so we're going to rely on Lisa's expertise and kind of walk us through this deal. So good morning, Brenda. Good morning, Lisa.
Good morning. Happy New Year.
New Year, I'm telling you, if it's this cold, let's just go to next year, because it's cold outside. Anyhow, let's frame our topic about yoga and the benefits of yoga. So with that, as mental health concerns are spreading globally and the awareness and treatment is quite insufficient to bring people back to the state of mental wellness, there is a need that we start taking care well in advance. Those who regularly participate in yoga typically interact with the world in a calmer and more reasonable way. We all are dealing with some or other kind of stress in our daily life. How about developing a coping mechanism well in advance? This is where yoga comes in. So with that, Lisa, let's talk about your little background and your interest in yoga.
Yes, I've been practicing yoga for about 10 years, and it's been really beneficial to me. And I think it would be really for anyone, mentally, physically, just emotionally, just doing something kind for your body and your mind.
Okay, Brenda, let me ask you, do you have any experience with yoga?
I don't with yoga per se, but I do like the relaxation and the meditation and just getting in tune with yourself and where you're at physically and mentally and emotionally. It just kind of connects everything together, kind of like a good running car. You got to have the engine, got to have the brakes, got to have the tires, and you got to keep moving down the road. So same kind of thing.
Hey, Lisa, let me ask you this. Yoga is not simply a form of exercise, because a lot of people think it's an exercise program. Can you expound on that, please?
Yes, really the basis is breathing, linking breath with motion. And what's great about that is, we learn to pause between the inhale and the exhale. It's a great way to calm yourself down. So it really does create a really great coping mechanism. You always have your breathing. You can always go to that. It's always available to you and it's free. So just learning some techniques for breathing, the deep breathing, we call it belly breathing, really is very beneficial.
Wow. That's interesting because you hear breathing so much when we talk with, we had a clinical therapist in, and they talk about the importance of breathing and coping and self-control. So here we are with yoga and how important breathing is. Is yoga difficult to learn?
No, it should be a challenge, but it's really something that you can take your time learning. The best thing I think to do is to start with a beginner class. Joanne and I are really adamant about teaching the foundation, the poses, they're called asanas, the postures, and teaching correct alignment and just making sure everybody knows the correct way to do the exercise and to incorporate the breathing with it.
I'm Art Silva, and you're listening to When Things Aren't Going Well. And with me today from Family Services is Brenda Geisinger and Lisa Corbett, and we're talking about the mental wellness benefits of yoga. So let's continue. Brenda, with your experience with yoga, would you say it's a difficult program to learn?
No, it just takes a willingness to try. And I think that one of the benefits of yoga, it's not age specific. Anybody can do it. You teenagers, the elderly, young adults, and it just really gets you in a good spot. It does take practice, but the instructors are patient and you can modify different things so you're able to do it if you have difficulty getting down on your knees, or different things you can try. So again, it's a matter of just the willingness to give it a go.
Just to give it a go. So, okay, I'm going to have to ask you this. Am I too old to learn yoga?
Absolutely not. We just welcome everyone. And as a matter of fact, I think as we get older, a few things that we lose are the flexibility and the balance. And so therefore, sometimes you'll see like a slip and fall, and maybe more common as we get a little bit older. So yoga is perfect for this because it really works on core strength, flexibility, and balance. And those are things that keep us, healthy and staying upright and feeling strong in our bodies. So very beneficial as we get older, but really beneficial to absolutely everyone.
You talk about balance, and I'll tell you, that's one thing that kind of sneaks up on you. You got it one day, and all of a sudden the next day, hey, a little unsteady here. So yoga could be a great help in that area, and especially in flexibility. I think as you get older, it's not so much it's the flexibility you're looking for in your body, not the building of mass and muscle, but it's just staying flexible. Yes. And that helps with mobility, so and balance. So this is starting to sound like a pretty good recipe.
Yes,
okay, I've saved the best question here. Is yoga painful?
Yoga should not be painful. It should be a challenge, but it should never be painful. And if you're new to yoga and maybe you are just starting out and not very flexible, we have props and things that we can do to assist you. Like Brenda mentioned, maybe if your knees are a little tender or you have different challenges like that, we have different props and things that we can help you get into the pose correctly and pain-free. And we want you to, challenge yourself. We want you to get to your edge, but we don't want you to be in any pain. And as you practice, you'll find that you get a little bit more flexible and it becomes a little easier each time. And I think that's really rewarding for the yogis. Shouldn't be painful though.
We are so fortunate to have Lisa and Joanne Heen working with us on our yoga program. We've talked about this for a year. This is they were getting trained and ready for the program. We were getting our studio ready. Yes. So I want you to grab a piece of paper and a pencil, because in the second half of our show, I'm going to share some exciting news for you and a great value and a great offer for you if you're thinking about getting involved with yoga. So get that piece of paper and pencil ready, and we're going to share a big surprise with you. Lisa, let me ask you this. You see yoga out there all the time, and Brenda, please jump in here also. What about guys in yoga? Usually you think yoga is a female activity, and I'm not being sexist or anything. I mean, I'm just saying from the observations of what I've seen. So can guys go in there, and a guy's going to feel funny, or are women going to feel funny, or what's the deal?
No, one thing you'll find with yoga people is they're very compassionate. That's really one of the bases for yoga: compassion, empathy, and we're really welcoming. And you'll find that the other yogis are very encouraging. And
yogis?
Yeah.
Hey, boo-boo.
But, no one's looking around and comparing. You're just, it's your own practice. We're all doing a group exercise, but it's really your own practice on your mat. And you're just trying to improve each time you come to your mat. But everybody's welcome. And I think it's getting much more popular for men. And they're feeling more welcome and comfortable too. So this is great. We welcome anyone.
I've seen some of the professional ball teams have incorporated yoga into their conditioning. Yes. And we're talking about mental wellness. The thing that we're doing with Breathe, that's the name of our program, the name of our studio up at Family Services, our new location. You'll hear more about that second half of our show. But what you try to incorporate is into that total mind. And what makes our program so, I think, beneficial is it's a combination of the meditation as well as the yoga. You want to talk about that, Lisa?
Yes. Like we talked about earlier, breathing is really the basis of it. And it's meditation sometimes is mysterious, like what does that mean? Or do I have to sit there for 30 minutes? Or I don't think I can do that. But you can start out just very simply by the breathing techniques, and then it's all through the nose. So we keep our mouth closed the entire time. So it's inhale for the count of 4. We'll pause for 2 seconds, and then we'll exhale for 4. And just anytime you feel anxiety or stress, you've always got that tool. You can just go right to that breathing. When I took a class at Mayo Clinic once, a teacher had a great idea. She said how she got in the practice of incorporating that belly breathing more often was every time she was in her car, if she got stopped at a red light or a stop sign, she's like, okay, that's my cue. I'm going to start my deep breathing. And it's very calming. And so once you start to get into the habit of it, it becomes easier each time. And you find yourself going to that whenever you feel stress or anxiety. And it's just a really beneficial thing to have. And you have it with you all the time.
So that's some of the techniques that you learn and you'll pick up in yoga along with meditation.
Yes.
So, hey, we're coming up on our break. So continue your morning chill, grab another cup of coffee, get that piece of paper and a pencil. We'll be right back with more of When Things Aren't Going Well right here on KSCJ.
Let's face it, that happens to all of us. However, the pandemic has compounded all of our lives and activities. Even the simplest tasks seem harder. Hi, I'm Brenda Geisinger, the Chief Operating Officer at the Boys and Girls Home and Family Services. Family Services is a United Way partner agency serving children and families of our community, and we're here to help. If you'd like to learn more about Family Services, please contact us via email, website, Facebook, or phone Mary Pickens. At Family Services, we change lives.
Welcome back to When Things Aren't Going Well on KSCJ. Here's Art Silva.
Welcome back to When Things Aren't Going Well. I'm Art Silva along with Brenda Geisinger from Family Services and Lisa Corbett, the Breathe Yoga instructor. And we're discussing mental wellness and the benefits of yoga. So let's continue our discussion. And the first half of our show, we talked about some of the fears and some of the things that maybe keep people from getting into yoga. So, ladies, I'm going to ask you, let's sell the relaxation mode. Can a person find relaxation through yoga?
I think you can. It's really recognizing where your body is, where you're feeling, and then how to calm down. So if you recognize through yoga self-awareness of how your body feels, you might notice I'm really tense or really stressed, and you can use the deep breathing that you learn in yoga and just being aware of how to calm down. So you can be anywhere and practice those breathing moments and how to flex your muscles and relax those muscles and take good posture when you're standing and talking to someone and get better grounding. It really has a lot of techniques that you can use and just be aware of when you're out and about in life. And then when you're in the yoga studio, just really being present and taking that moment for self-care and really regrouping and letting go of the day and just having time for yourself.
Finding that time for yourself is so important. Lisa, how do you know when you got to that state of relaxation?
I think when you can really stay focused, like Brenda was saying, being present, when you arrive at the studio, leave, like you said, the rest of your day out and just be mindful, be there completely. And one thing with the breathing and the meditation, we're trying to focus on the counting out the breath and linking that with emotion. And if you do tend to, kind of trail off, or what we call monkey mind, where you get distracted, like, oh my gosh, did I switch that load of laundry, or did I remember my grocery list? Don't be hard on yourself. Just be kind to yourself and say, okay, I'm going to come in back. Now let's get back into the movement, back into the flow, and just, I think be kind to yourself, and then just start over and just keep working towards it.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm getting really relaxed here, and you have a real nice way of presenting this. It's looking forward to it. We'll talk about our classes in just a minute. Brenda, Lisa, let me ask you, can we develop a coping mechanism for stress and anxiety using yoga and meditation?
I think it's repeating what we've talked about. It's that breathing. And when you're really, really anxious, knowing I got to calm down, and just taking a moment and just what Lisa was talking about, being present. What is going around me that's making me really upset or stressed or anxious? And you get more aware of your body and how your mind is connected and how to calm those things down and get through a moment or a situation.
Absolutely.
Well, let's talk about, science. There's 5 major improvements you'll see from doing yoga every day. And this has been proven. One is obviously the cardiovascular related benefits from yoga. 2, you can do away with depression. You can try yoga as opposed to medication, and people have had great success doing that. 3, backaches. Are you kidding me? An aching back is perhaps one of the most common complaints we get as we grow older. But yoga can help ease back pain against staying on the flexibility. Another benefit, scientifically proven, is stop stress and anxiety. If you've been feeling particularly on edge or anxious lately, yoga may be a great way to calm those nerves and finally find that elusive relaxation. And finally, let's talk about the last benefit of yoga being a major brain boost. The energy. How do you exercise your brain? We don't have those. We can go do abs or legs or arms or whatever, but what do you do for your brain? And yoga can really help in those areas. Lisa, would you agree with that?
I would absolutely agree with that. Just the mental focus, and just even when you're in a class, I think just the camaraderie of the other yogis practicing and encouraging each other. I think that's just building community and building kindness in our community. So I think definitely it's very good for our mental wellness, and I think anyone would, after practicing, would really agree that it's been very beneficial.
Brenda?
I think also when you're done, you feel like, hey, I did that. And the sense of I'm proud of myself and I'm in a good spot, and you can keep going on then with your day or your night, and you have a clear mind and you're set to go again. It's kind of like a reset button on the computer. You turn it off and then you're ready to go, reboot it.
That's a good way of describing it. It's taking a look at them. You go off and you do your physical exercise, and you expect to burn, you expect to tide, and this is a little different. You should come out of this not feeling, don't expect to feel like you got to push yourself or get that burn. It's more of getting to that sense of calmness. And you mentioned the word earlier, Lisa, mindfulness. And that is so prevalent in 2022, being mindful in the moment of what you're doing. This has been a great discussion. And I asked you earlier if you would please get a piece of paper and pencil, because we're going to share something with you. Lisa Corbett and Joanne Keene are the certified yoga instructors for Breathe. Breathe is the new yoga studio in Family Services building at Indian Hills. Brand spanking new, designed for yoga. We have the equipment, and here's what we're doing. We're doing sign-up classes right now. If you would like to participate in yoga, please call Mary Pickens at 293-4900 and say, I want the information on yoga. What we're going to do to get this introduced to the public and for the mental wellness benefit of the community, we're going to start the classes with a free will donation. That's right. You can come in and pay whatever you think you'd like that goes to Family Services and Boys and Girls Home. But we really want to get you out here and get you to try this yoga product. So again, call Mary Pickens, 293-4900, and come join us at Breathe. We got the equipment, we got the instructors, and we've got the attitude to make this work. Okay, well, we're coming up on the end of our show. We want to leave you with a little humor for your mental wellness. And since this is the beginning of the year and we're all getting ourselves back in shape, you know how you can burn 1,000 calories?
How?
Leave the pizza in the oven. Okay. Listen, it's been great. Lisa and Brenda, thank you very much for sharing your expertise this morning.
Yes, thank you, Art.
And I want to thank our listening audience. I want to give a shout out to Travis Morgan and Luke Strand of the Sioux City Musketeers, and also to Shane Tritz from the United Sports Academy. These guys have big hearts. And I'm talking about what they do and what they have done for the kids at Boys and Girls Home. So thanks an awful lot, guys. And just to give you a little bit of recognition for the things you do. I know you don't like it, you don't want it, but take it. Anyway, Join us again next Saturday morning right here on When Things Aren't Going Well on 1360 AM KSCJ, 94.9 FM. And our topic will be the best kept secret in Siouxland, the Stuffed Thrift Teak. We'll see you next Saturday. May the sun shine on you. Have a great week.
Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Keep smiling until then. Happy trails to you till we meet again.
For more information on the services provided by Boys and Girls Home and Family Services, see them online at boysandgirlshomeiowa.org. Or you can call 712-293-4700 to get more information about family services, residential treatment, the Opportunity School, the Siouxland Family Center, and more. At Boys and Girls Home and Family Services, we change lives. We change lives. We change lives.